And recall how in the first millennium BCE, in the Ganges River Valley area, the various clans of the Vedic peoples had transformed into regional kingdoms, these 16 Mahajanapadas, in which cities again emerged. And these kingdoms competed with one another, seeking to control trade and to extend their influence. This is the historical background for the great Indian epic, the Mahabharata, a massive text of some 100,000 verses and 18 books, whose abridged version in English is nearly 800 pages. The Mahabharata recounts a tale of conflict within an extended family for power. The tale is very complex, with a vast array of characters, and many of the central characters, in fact, often waver from the Dharma, straying from the morally correct path, and by doing so, we see them as profoundly human, even as they err. Now here, there's something akin to another tale of war, that of the Trojan War in the Greek epic of Homer's Iliad. The Mahabharata culminates in a great battle between branches of this extended family, those of the Pandavas and Kauravas. With their armies poised for battle, a member of the Pandavas named Arjuna, looking over the arrayed armies, contemplates the forthcoming battle, the impending slaughter, the loss of life, the death of his own kin, and he begins to question the merit of what he is about to do, the morality of it. And as his willingness wavers, he engages in dialogue with his charioteer, Krishna. This conversation, excerpted as a standalone text, forms the Song of the Lord, the Song of God, the Bhagavad Gita. This is a concise but deeply beloved work of sacred scripture. In this moment of dilemma for Arjuna, Krishna helps him understand the importance of fulfilling his dharma as a warrior, recognizing a cosmic connection beyond the world which he sees. For Krishna was no mere charioteer, but was an incarnation of God. And Krishna teaches Arjuna about the true self, or the Atman, and the illusion that we are separate from ultimate reality, or Brahman. A kshatriya fulfilling his duty of fighting does not kill the Atman, but fulfills his dharma. We must act, for failure to act would also have a karmic consequence. So what are our options? Krishna teaches techniques to help us reach liberation, and these spiritual practices are known as yoga, a path to control desire, and it's that desire that keeps us on the wheel of samsara. One approach is karma yoga. This is the path of action, which requires the practitioner to fulfill one's dharma and to do what is right, but to do so selflessly, without any thought of the benefit of one's actions. Acting without desire, without motivation for gain or pleasure or recognition, without thought or hope for the fruit of the action. This is dispassionate action and a challenging path indeed. Another option is jnana yoga. This is the way of knowledge, a path of intense learning, enlightenment through rigorous intellectual training and contemplation, a means of salvation founded in study and deep philosophical quest. A third way is the path of meditation, later called Raja Yoga, sitting, calming the mind, shifting the focus internally with body movements, breathing practices, and techniques for mental focus, to let go of desires and fears and attachment. Here is the kernel of a version of yoga that persists in popular culture today. though this is routinely stripped from its ancient religious roots and often pursued as a means of health and relaxation more than a liberation of the soul. And finally, and ultimately most popular of all, is Bhakti Yoga, the path of devotion, acting in love towards a deity. This path is expressed through chanting and songs, offerings and actions, and in this devotion, this bhakti, this personal relationship with a god, is found a path to liberation, where one's identity is subsumed by devotion to and love of God, which is open to all people. Among the most popular subjects of devotion, there is Shiva, the destroyer, who appeared in the Vedas as the rain god Rudra, but over time emerged as Lord Shiva, whose images include that of the Lord of the dance, keeping the beat that holds all in equilibrium, until Shiva speeds up the tempo and the beat gets louder and louder until conflagration, consuming the world in destruction. But then all begins anew. Shiva is the destroyer, but out of destruction comes life. Another image of Shiva is as the master yogi, meditating in the Himalayas, from whose locks of hair flows the river Ganges, and through whose meditation the world is kept in order. Another prominent deity, also with Vedic roots, was Vishnu, the preserver. Vishnu is the guardian of Dharma, who throughout cosmic time has incarnated, has become flesh, and these incarnations or avatars appear when the Dharma was threatened. Among those avatars was Rama. Now that incarnation forms the basis of another Indian epic, and my personal favorite, the Ramayana, where Vishnu incarnates as the hero Rama, and Rama's wife Sita, an incarnation of Vishnu's consort Lakshmi, is kidnapped by the demon god Ravana. With the help of Hanuman, the monkey general, and Rama's faithful brother Lakshman, he defeats the demon, rescues his wife, and the two return to rule in the kingdom of Ayodhya. Rama served as a model of the ideal fulfillment of Dharma. Another incarnation of Vishnu was Krishna. And here in the Bhagavad Gita, as God becomes manifest to Arjuna, the paths to salvation are open to all alike.